Liverpool lose 4-2 against AC Milan in the preseason friendly. And I think there was some positives to take. There was definitely some issues that we might need to have a look at, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. But overall, I think it was a good run out. Preseason games, the main thing is that you don't get too bogged down in the result. It's more about the performance, and I thought there were some positives and some negatives. So let's talk about what we thought went well, what we thought went poorly. So pre-match, a lot of the talk was about Florian Wirtz. Obviously, he's going to be getting his first minutes in the match playing for Liverpool, but I thought he did have a lot of good touches and he did contribute to the game in different ways. And he had some good moments with Salah, with Szoboszlai, with Rio. But I think the person that stood out was that man, Rio Ngumoha. And we're going to have a little talk about him. But first, I think the main issue when you concede 4 goals is you're probably looking at what happened. And I think there was some glaring issues that Liverpool probably need to adjust going into the season. I think Slot will look at this and say, is this something that might be an issue long term? Before we get into that, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Trying to do a little bit more of this tactical breakdowns. I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to get used to learn too. So if you enjoy the content, drop a like and subscribe. So I think the interesting thing with how Liverpool lined up in the first half was obviously we didn't play with our natural centre-backs. And I think this is an issue just before the match was announced that Joe Gomez had went home with a potential muscle injury. And I think a lot of Liverpool fans have a little bit of discomfort with the fact that we're going into a season with 3 centre-backs and potentially 2 now. So Gravenberch is someone that has been talked about as someone that could play in that centre-back role. Now, I think we've seen today why that is a risky thing to do. And I think he definitely can impact the game from that position. But I think you lose a lot when you're playing him in the centre-back position. And I think with the way Liverpool lined up in defence, I thought when they didn't have the ball and they were able to set themselves, they did play with Stevenson at right back, Gravenberch played in the centre back, and then Robertson played as a natural back 4 essentially. But when Liverpool are on the attack and when they have a lot of the ball, which is what they will do next season, we've seen the likes of Stevenson drive forward, and he was kind of underlapping Salah a lot. Salah was then picking the ball up on the right hand side. He was cutting in. Elliott was coming to pick the ball up, and we kind of all pushed up. And what we naturally seen then was Gravenberch started to come across. Van Dijk had obviously come across. He'd play centre of the pitch. And then Robertson would do so as well. He wasn't bombing on as much. So naturally what happened was you had a back 3. And that's where exactly the first goal comes from. So Stevenson is actually the one that's behind. Gravenberch is the one that's pushed up. And you can see him here. He's starting to make that move across. He's starting to come in just to this side because Rafael Leao has got the better of him. And Van Dijk is making that move across to obviously try and stop him. It doesn't matter where you're Van Dijk, where you're Maldini. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have good players in dangerous positions, they can cause damage. Now, Van Dijk is one of the best. He's very good in 1v1 defending. But Rafael Leao has the pace to get the shot away, and it just goes past Alisson, and he takes his goal really well. So I think that's one issue Liverpool need to be wary of, because in the second half, and we're moving on to the second goal now in a second, that's where that comes from. So if I move it on to the second goal, it is almost a carbon copy in terms of Liverpool getting caught out. So Gravenberch was the one that stepped forward in the first goal, and this time it's Konate. So Konate steps forward, he's trying to win the ball, he's trying to support Bradley, but it leaves himself in no man's land. The ball is taken in, and Milan are able to turn, and they have all this space to then hit Liverpool on the counter-attack. There should be not this much space from coming out from the corner flag of your own area, and then Liverpool being able to turn the ball over. That should not happen. But then he obviously picks the right pass, because Bradley, you can see, he's trying to make the move. He's trying to get back because Leao is just on the corner here trying to get in support. So it's a situation Liverpool don't want to be in right now. And Leao, who's obviously so brilliant in them 1v1 situations. Now, Bradley is no slouch. He is absolutely not a slouch. But Leao is just too quick and too powerful. He's able to carry the ball all the way up into the Liverpool box and then pass it off for Ruben Loftus-Cheek then to tap in with a good finish. And then the third one, it kind of just summed up Liverpool in terms of transition for this game. You can see Kirkez, who's obviously new into this team. He's there caught out. Liverpool's backline is exposed once again. At this stage, they have Tsimikas and Konate playing centre-back. So it's obviously not a pairing that would be naturally there. And I think there is an evolution as to what we need to think about how this team might line up next season. But with the spaces that are obviously coming from this match, I think Slot will be obviously looking at this and saying this can't be happening going into the season. Naturally, when you concede 4 goals, there's going to be repercussions for that. There's going to be reasons as to why. And I think, like I've shown there, those first 3 goals were all preventable. If you're looking for positives with this Liverpool team, I think the first person you have to look at is Rio Ngumoha. I thought he was brilliant throughout. I think Florian Wirtz definitely contributed in different ways. He's very silky on the ball, but I think Ngumoha was someone that, I don't know, I feel like with this new situation that Liverpool are in right now, and obviously the fact that we're going for Isak, we're probably going to play with 2 centre forwards in terms of being able to rotate between Isak and Ekitike. I think Diaz going, you're going to have Gakpo as your only left winger. And I feel now, looking at Ngumoha, I think Slot might feel that Rio is ready to take that next step in this Liverpool team and become a first team player, because the quality he has when he's on the ball, the decision making, I think, is something that he could improve. But I think like he did really well to get to the byline for the Szoboszlai goal, set him up really well. And I thought in the first half, Liverpool had most of the ball, but it was just more mistakes than anything else that caught us out. Yeah, I think Rio looked really good. I think that's someone that we should be excited about seeing this season. And yeah, don't get too disheartened about losing 4-2. It's more about minutes in the legs, understanding maybe different players' positions. I think Kirkes, Frimpong, Bradley, like they're obviously new players coming into a new team. And I think they will figure it out as time moves on. So it was not the result we wanted, but we take it, we move on, we learn from it, and then we obviously go into the game next week against Oklahoma, I think it is, but it's a late one at like 12:30. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'm trying to do a bit more of this content. I'm still trying to figure out like how to do all the moving parts, but if you enjoyed it, I really do appreciate any support, and yeah, so chat to you all on the next one.